On this part of our journey through Vietnam, we travelled to the Perfume Pagoda, located about 70 kilometres southwest of Hanoi, about 2 hours from the city. Once you leave the rural parts of Hanoi City, you soon arrive at My Duc, located right at the doorstep of one of Vietnam's most picturesque destinations. Like other parts of Vietnam, My Duc is seeing slow and gradual development as it becomes more tourist orientated. Development might seem somewhat primitive and slow, yet the people here have a positive outlook on the future of this region. At the riverside boat ramp, we climb aboard one of the many rusted metal boats for the trip along the Yen River to the Perfume Pagoda area. As we glide down the picturesque Yen River, shielded by the Hung Tik Mountains, you can't help but take in the beauty, serenity and stillness here. The Perfume Pagoda is not one pagoda, as the name suggests, but an area with about 38 pagodas. The Perfume Pagoda, or Perfume Temple, is in fact a vast complex of Buddhist temples and shrines built into the limestone mountains, extending over about 30 kilometres. After arriving at Tro Wharf, we take a short break in the shade, while some of the locals are taking a siesta, as others shop and trade their produce. Legend claims this area was discovered 2,000 years ago by a monk meditating in the area, who named the site after a Tibetan mountain where Buddha practiced asceticism. At the base of the mountain, we stop for lunch and sample some of the local ethnic food. Although one selection on the menu looked very familiar to a creature we saw on display at the local store earlier. After lunch, we continue the walk over tree-lined paths past the markets and souvenir stalls. You can choose to walk to the summit, about a 4-kilometre hike on a steep, rough and sometimes slippery track which will take between 2 and 3 hours. Alternatively, you can take the gondola or chairlift, where you get magnificent views of the whole Perfume Pagoda area, stretching over the mountains to the cliffs and rainforests below. Once you reach the top, there's a short walk down the steep steps to the main pagoda, the inner temple, and pagoda of the perfumed vestige, the most important pagoda located in Hung Tik Cave. The climb back up the stairs can be quite daunting if you're not fit, and for some, it is certainly worth celebrating when you get to the top. There are a number of temples, shrines and sacred sites along the paths leading to and from the Perfume Pagoda. Some have managed to survive in their original form, like this one, which lends itself to a perfect photo opportunity. The ride back along the Yen River by motorboat is considerably quicker, yet the panoramic views are still stunningly breathtaking. But the attraction is more than just the beauty of this area. Vast numbers of Vietnamese visit this region on religious pilgrimages. The longest festival in Vietnam, usually starting on February 15, where 400,000 pilgrims can converge on the area in one day, continues through till April. To really appreciate this place as a tourist, and unless you're happy to join a Mecca-style crush of Buddhist devotees, it is recommended you stay well away during the festival season. As we make our way back toward Mai Duc before heading home to Hanoi, you can't help feeling fulfilled and uplifted by the spiritual and natural beauty of this region. One thing is for sure, a trip to Vietnam would not be complete without taking the time to visit the sacred grounds of the Perfume Pagoda.